episode number 2 of Real Talk with Real Fitness. I'm Coach Peter here with
Coach Lucho.
And Coach Michael.
And today we're here to talk about training at our age, training at 40 and 50 plus, and just kind of like, what we deal with, what the changes, how it's differed from when we were in our peak in our 20s, old guy training and what we're dealing with. And Mike, I'll let you start it off. Just kind of give us an insight, man, like some of the struggles and like the changes and the things that you've noticed training at your age.
I mean, I think we're all going to agree that it's about the joints these days.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like when I was in my 20s, like I'd blast my arms daily. I mean, it doesn't show now, but like all I cared about was a big chest and was big arms and a six pack. That was it. And just like, it doesn't matter how many times I flexed my elbow, it didn't matter. It's like, but now the joints are like, you can't do that anymore. You just can't. I think now the main pivot for me is, joint health is become, one of the top priorities. But I think a bigger priority is I want to be strong, but I want to be strong in movement. Like I want to move better. I don't know how I'm articulating this, but like I want to be able to like manipulate my body in like animal type movements, crawls and jumps and hanging. So I want to be stronger in those kind of movements. I'm not so much worried about the aesthetics of it all.
Let me ask you, you talk about not wanting, like not enjoying that feeling of being incredibly sore.
Yeah.
What's the last time you did something and you were like, damn, like that messed me up?
Yeah.
What's like the most recent workout where you're like, oof.
Literally like 4 days ago. I'm still sore from 4 days ago. All right, so you all know I got skinny calves. It's not a secret. My calves are just like embarrassingly skinny, and there's like calves. It's like slow twitch fibers. Like you're either given calves. For some reason, like you were born with calves. And some guys can work their calves insanely, and they don't budge. Yeah. And so I'm one of those guys that I wasn't given calves. Calves are like a gift. So I decided that I was like, I've had enough, And so I was like, I took the belt and I put a 50-pound kettlebell on it.
Yeah.
And so I did 3 types of calf raises.
Yeah.
Did regular calf raises, internally rotate the toes, externally rotate the toes. 20 reps each. I did that 4 rounds.
Oh, wow.
So I did
on each 3 positions?
Yeah, but bilateral.
That's like hundreds.
Bilateral, yeah. So I did 20, 40, 60 4 times.
Wow.
And my calves are still sore.
That's crazy.
And it sucks. Yeah. I'm like getting up and I'm like.
That's a lot of calves.
And every time my God, like it's a reminder of like, I still can't train like that. But that's the main thing. It's like, I want to move better.
Yeah.
Instead of like worrying about how good, I still want to look good, don't get me wrong, but like what I'm doing, I'm going to maintain, when I take off my shirt, people might be like, oh, you got a little bit of a dad bod going there. I'm like, yeah, but I'm 52 years old.
Yeah, I know I could resonate with the joint thing because like I try to sneak arms in as much as possible. Like I find arms is an easy one at the end of your workout to just do some biceps and triceps. And I've tried to do that 3 times a week. And it's just that third one is like the elbows are not feeling it. It's not happening. And it's just like, I could definitely do that in my 20s. In my 20s, like I remember bench press. Like when I think about it now, I think we would bench easily 3 times a week, like heavy 3 times a week. I would go to LA Fitness with my friend Terrence, and just it was like go at it, an hour of bench press, and you just never, like, it didn't matter. Now there's no way I could imagine doing that. Like I definitely the joints, like trying to do 3 days a week of arms, the elbows get pissed off.
When you start getting sensation of being uncomfortable, feeling that soreness that's not fun anymore, it also makes you think differently about training. Like I know that once I started feeling uncomfortable and it wasn't fun anymore, but you still loved it, but you're just like, man, I can't do it like this anymore. That's when you start to like realize that it's time for a change, and that's okay. And you have to accept these things. You have to accept that, man, life's changing for you. It's not the same anymore, but you're still hungry, but it can't be done the same way because of what we were talking about, the joints, the agony, the tedious feeling. It's like that's good. It's no longer the hunger anymore, and now it's like more like it's like I want to age gracefully, right? And then I think that's what goes in my head is aging gracefully, where I could still have movements. Because when I think the last time I went heavy, I started feeling sensation that was not pleasant, and it didn't make sense anymore. And I think that's where you start thinking about. Like for me, it was my dad, seeing him change his routine, change his way of training, change his outlook. That was an example of that started resonating where it's like, it's time.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm okay with it.
Do you find you get bored with like doing the same thing, the squats and the bench press and
It doesn't get boring when you have a different outlook of your training. Because I still enjoy the heavy squat, but not 4 sets of failure each time. Like I enjoy just feeling strong, but I don't have to push it like I used to. It's like I'm satisfied with just feeling strong still. So that's why the way I work out now is satisfying, because I'm also doing things that I didn't do before.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I didn't do explosive stuff. I didn't do utilize all the planes of motion. I was limited because I was just focusing on one style of training, which is bodybuilding. And now, knowing the diversity of different styles of training, then it became exciting again, because now I'm incorporating things that are more fulfilling as I'm aging, because I still feel great. I could jump. I could explode. I could still have strength. I could still, and I'm using all the planes of motion where it's like, man, I'm still an athlete at my age, and I still feel good. So, and then there's comfort in that. There's comfort.
Yeah, and I would say, just to like, kind of what Mike and Lucho were saying about almost like the volume of things, where that's something that I've definitely, like I've learned to do a lot with like 2 sets, where and I think about in high school, we had our PE class in high school, my freshman year of high school. Our grade was predicated off how much you could improve your bench press max, but there was never a program. We got no program, and I don't even know where our PE teacher was. Like he was like, "Hey guys, like go in the weight room, and I'm gonna watch Sports Center," and but I just think about we would bench press for an hour, like literally, and almost every day, and I couldn't imagine doing that now, and so it's like now I might go and do 2 hard sets of bench press, and I'm like, that's good. That's all I needed. And also, it's like when you've lifted a long time, it doesn't take a lot to maintain your strength, but you kind of learn to do more with less. Because you just can't do that kind of volume, and also, but you gotta learn you don't necessarily need to do that. But the volume thing of and there's also a time thing. I don't know if you guys would agree, but it's where I used to be able to be in the gym for 2 hours, I don't want to do that anymore. It's just not the same. It's more of and we work in the gym, so it's kind of like you got a break between clients. I'm gonna knock this out and then get on with my day.
Just to go with what you just said, 2 hours. The more mature we get, the smarter we get in training, and now we know how to select the one exercise that complements the workout of the day. So it's like I don't have to do too many things anymore.
Let me ask. Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say my issue is still that I in my head I have to force myself to rest. I have to force myself to do a rest day. So I haven't gotten to that wise point where I'm I don't know. I mean, I love being in the gyms. I'll spend hours in a gym. I would just do it all day long. If I still to this day, today's a rest day for me, and it's I feel like I'm losing muscle right now as we're talking. It's just fading away.
So right now I haven't worked out for 2 weeks.
What?
2 weeks, because I've overused my right shoulder.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing a lot of different activities. Like archery, paddle, and working out. So the decision to rest is a lot easier now because of the importance of me continuing the activities I like, it's like you have to know when to rest, and it's, you said
I
you have
know
to.
when to, I just like, I'm mental.
It's psychological because this is part of you.
This is my psychotherapy. That's what it is. And obviously I need a lot of psychotherapy in this sort of like, this is cheaper than having a therapist.
Yeah. No, I would say, because I know I get in a bad mood if I have not worked out for a while, like for sure. Like I think about the times when I've gotten sick, or like I had a hernia a couple years ago, and like I noticed my mood drops a lot at this age, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And this is a little bit to that point, but not about training. But when you are resting, it doesn't mean that training has stopped, because now that you did stop training, and I know that I'm older and I could get a belly if I don't take care of how I eat, right?
Right.
So then that kicks in, because that you're still training, because now you're training not to get overweight while you're resting. So that means the importance of the lifestyle of training, and when you're not training, is the way you rest and the way you eat, because as we get older, it gets harder, right? And I think that reality already is embedded in my mind, so that right now that I'm resting, I'm making sure that I still rest and I'm not eating crappy, so that I don't lose what I've gained, because that workload to get it back just got harder.
I know another thing, and I don't know if you guys, I think I talked to you about this, but like I'll do a workout where I feel great, like athletic. I love to be in here, and I'm doing like some broad jumps, some like jumping off a box, just all kinds of I love that stuff. But then it's the next morning I'll get out of, in that first step out of bed, and you're like, oof. It's a reminder of you can do these things, but the next day you're gonna be reminded that like for me, it's like, hey, you're 43.
You know what the secret is? You can't stop moving.
That's right.
Because the moment you stop moving, you freeze. That hurts.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask, because we're getting close to the end, but I want to like get into like a quick. What's like one of the current kind of like hardest things you're doing right now? Like what's like your hardest exercise that you enjoy doing? Because we're talking about stuff that we don't do anymore, but what's like your hardest exercise right now that you're doing that like, man, I still got it? What's something that you can think of right now that gives you that I still got it? If someone was 20 years old walking the gym, you're gonna bust that out. You're gonna bust out and be like, hey, but look what I can still do.
Right.
It's the little thing, but control under pressure in the movement.
Like what movement?
It could be a single pistol squat. Like that's a hard movement, full range, no touching the floor.
That's hard, yeah. That's
And
hard.
then you got a little weight, or no, excuse me, retract that. You don't got a little weight, but you got a heavy enough weight.
Okay.
Where I can still control the movements, and that's a good feeling, because that is a strength movement.
And you're saying control, so yeah, you're
Controlling.
going down slow.
And
You're not bouncing out the bottom.
No, and it's like that strict movement ability of being in control in the moment. I think it's a satisfaction I feel good about, that I still have control.
Yeah, that's an impressive one.
Yeah, I think
pistol
that's
squat. Yeah.
probably the same thing with like when I program for Sunday, the calisthenics class is now the hybrid class, so come down and check it out. But Sundays I'll always put in some sort of calisthenic lower body exercise, and it's usually like a pistol squat or natural leg extension, Nordics, whatever. But being able to demonstrate that and just knock out a pistol squat, people are like, damn.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I think currently it's juggling kettlebells. It's fun, and you get to. I juggle the competition kettlebell, so even the little one looks like it's a big ass kettlebell. So people don't know, and you're like throwing this kettlebell around. Exactly. They're like, is he really throwing kettlebells around? Yeah, that's Michael doing this.
Actually, that is cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
And mine, I would say like, I enjoy doing single leg lift, like rear foot elevated split squats, single leg RDLs. And I feel like, there's some people on Instagram I see doing crazy weight. I'm not nearly anywhere there, but I think I could put up some good weight on like split squats and single leg RDLs, where those are movements where I still feel like, all right, yeah, let me see you get more than me, because I don't know if that's going to happen. So I like that side of lifting, and then the athletic stuff. I enjoy still doing jumping and sprints where, I'm like, come race me. But only if you're 35 and up. I'm not racing no one under 35 years old.
Exactly.
But like, you know, but yeah, that's where I still feel like I got it, you know. And the single leg stuff is hard, and I enjoy challenging myself there for sure. Because I didn't do that when I was younger. I only did bilateral. Now it's fun to challenge the unilateral for sure.
Yeah, even in my Monday class, like, you know, I work out with them. I don't have to, but part of it is an ego-driven thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna want everybody in the room to know, like, the old man's
Still got it.
is
Yeah.
smoking you guys. So let's go.
The ego is that's a like, how much does that hit you guys?
It's hard.
Because I know one thing as a trainer, I'm always thinking like I always want to keep a leg up on my clients. You know, I always want to
100%.
like, you know, as long as I can, Mr. Miyagi them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it feels good to be in the room full of like 10 people or whatever, but these are all people that are younger than me, and like I'm smoking them, and you know.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as I get home and I eat lunch and I sit down for a second, my body's like, you know, you shouldn't have done that.
Should have done that.
You know, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Every week, you know, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. But there's a drive. I feel like there's a drive of like, these clients ain't gonna catch me.
No.
You know, like when you work out, you're still kind of like, nah, man. Like y'all got on my heels, but you ain't gonna catch me.
Nope,
And it's tough because there's some strong people here where like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm like, nah, you got that. Like, it's like I got to come up with a new exercise because I'm like, man, damn, I can't out bench you, but like I'm gonna try to figure out some kind of weird movement that I'm
exactly.
like, well, you don't know how to do this, so I'm gonna do this better than you. Like,
But can you juggle kettlebell?
yeah. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Episode number 2. Stay tuned for episode number 3. Real Talk with Real Fitness.